Greetings from Sioux City. I'm Father Travis Crotty, the Vocations Director for the Diocese of Sioux City, and I'm sure I've been able to meet a lot of you through covering Masses at your parishes over the weekends, coming to visit you at your schools or faith formation programs, but I want to wish you a happy National Vocations Awareness Week. What is this week about? The bishops of the country of the United States have set aside this week to focus on God's call to the priesthood, God's call to religious life. I know a lot of you, like myself, are from parishes that have experienced pastoral planning, parish mergers, maybe less mass times. You see fewer priests around. We don't see a lot of religious sisters around. We might be asking ourselves the question, is Jesus still calling people to be his priest, still calling young men to be his priest, or still calling women to follow him in religious life? I want you to know that yes, Jesus is still calling many. And he might be calling you to follow him in a unique way. Remember when he called his apostles, he looked at them and he said, "Follow me." And since then, 2,000 years later, men and women have always been following Christ through marriage, but especially through celibacy, through priesthood and religious life. And this week is set aside to ask that question for all of us. How is Jesus calling us? When I was a sophomore and I was in high school, I was at a vocations event, a lot of priests, the bishop, the vocations director. And our vocations director at the time, he asked us why we're there. And he said, I don't want you to be here. I don't want you all to become priests. He said, I want you to know what God is calling you to, because that is what's going to make you happy and experience a life of joy. And just a few years into the priesthood myself, I can say that's exactly true. The priesthood is a joyful life, religious life. It's a joyful life. Everything in life can be hard, but following Jesus is filled with his peace, with his presence, and with his joy. So as we honor this week, as we celebrate this week of National Vocations Awareness, I want us all to ask three questions. What does God want for my life? Sometimes we think about what we want to do when we grow up, what our plans are, but what is God's plan for your life? Ask him that in prayer. God, what is your plan for me? Number two, what do I want for my life? How do I want to live a joyful life? How do I want to serve others? How do I want to build up the church, the kingdom of God around me? But lastly, what is a real need I see in the world? People have big dreams for what their jobs, they want to do all sorts of things, but sometimes we miss the need that's right in front of us. Remember Mother Teresa? She saw a poor man on the street in Calcutta and she picked him up. She saw a need right in front of her. So what's the need that we have? We have a need in our diocese for priests. We have a need in our diocese for religious, because the need is to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's still calling many to follow him. So if you've thought about the priesthood, think about visiting our website at siouxcitypriest.org. There's videos of the seminarians who are discerning, asking those same questions. If you thought about religious life, think about talking to different women, or if you know any sisters in your life, doing some research and finding some convents close by where you can ask the same question. How does Jesus want me to follow him? During this week, know that I'll be praying for you. But if you're thinking about the priesthood, go talk to your pastor, your parish priest. He'd love to tell you about his life of priesthood. All of us need to pray for vocations, our own vocations and vocations in the world. We need to ask Jesus to keep calling men to be fishers of men, to be priests for our diocese. So know that I'll be praying for you. Please pray for me, for our vocations, our seminarians, and for the Diocese of Sioux City. God bless you.